Hey guys, welcome back to episode 123 of Hot Kopics on the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand, hosted by myself, AGT and Doyle. How are you, mate?
Having a lovely sip of cold water, as it has been hot in the city of London in the past few days. Sound lad? Great, yeah? I'm not sick this time, lad, so I'm feeling alright this morning.
Good, man. I'm alright. I was in Barcelona last week, had a good old time out there, reminded the locals of the score when they came to Anfield.
Lol.
Said it was 4-0. They didn't really like that, to be honest. But yeah, I'm good. Listen, we're about to enter a manic kind of 2-3 week period of pre-season. And then, of course, just under a month from now, we go into the Premier League against Ipswich away. I'm really looking forward to it. But this podcast today is going to give you a preview of the pre-season and also talk about the incomings of signings, or maybe there isn't any incomings, but we will talk about that for sure. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get your comments in. Send in your Hot Kopics. Next week we're looking to do a call-in for Hot Kopics. So
be nice to speak to some of you
to the show, then you can from next week. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And let's get into it, Doyle. A really entertaining pre-season it looks like it's going to be.
Pick some good teams, haven't they, lad, to play against? Like
some good teams to play against. We have already played against Preston North End in a behind closed doors friendly.
Yes, we did.
At the AXA the other day. It was a 1-0 loss, Doyle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Robbie Brady, right, the former Ireland international who, don't know if you remember this, in Euro 2016
scored the pen.
That header.
Oh no, was it
against Buffon against Italy? Ireland won 1-0. He's now playing for Preston North End.
Fantastic.
And he scored from 40 yards against us.
He did hit the crossbar. Was it against Kelly as well, by the way?
I think it was, yeah.
I didn't like that.
Great goal.
It's the second time.
Well off his line.
That's second time Kelly's been caught out like that in me recent memory, lad. Which I don't really like. Bruno Fernandes.
That's true.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes lobbed him because he was miles off his line, lad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we've got to think about. Kelly, I love you, lad. But let's have a little think about that. Also, the under-18s and the under-21s did the exact same thing, I think. They lost 1-0 to a wonder goal each time.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's not a great start
from the lads.
Not a great start.
There was 25 players used
there was.
Across the game. So
kids
listen,
everywhere.
You're never going to really, with that many players playing, 11 on the pitch, you're doubling that and a bit more.
It is true, but also Mo Salah was there for a little bit. Like,
Mo Salah was there. Soboslai played, I think. There was a couple other big names that were playing. There are still players who are relaxing on holiday. We saw Virgil van Dijk the other day with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, no,
Dr. Dre. So shout out to him. I think Macca's on holiday. All the guys that played in the Copa America, semi and final, and the Euros semi and final, they're all away on holiday. Yeah. So let them relax, let them rest. Is it an official one? I'm not too sure. But the official ones are as follows. This Saturday night at midnight. So if you think to Pittsburgh, I think it's 5 hours behind, 6 hours behind. So that would be a 7:30-ish kickoff in America. It's Liverpool versus Real Betis. Now, obviously, I'm a big fan of Real Betis. I do love them. They have just reclaimed Adrian. Yeah. So there is a chance that Adrian's first game for Real Betis is against his former club in Liverpool. Still got the likes of Fekir, still got the likes of Isco, still got the likes of Bartra, Borja, who's just come back, the big man, the number 9. So I'm a big fan. I was watching the La Liga documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I'd recommend it. It's a really good insight into. They go to every single team and find out a story about their culture in Spain. And Betis popped up yesterday, so I was watching that. So yeah, Real Betis. What do you think this game has in store for us? I mean, I assume there will be some big names in the lineup. There'll be some names that maybe we haven't heard of. But Arne Slot going into this fixture list of Betis, Arsenal, United, Sevilla, and then Ipswich. These are going to be really tough games, Doyle.
I think what he's going to do, it's pre-season, lad, isn't it? He's not going to go in there to win every single game. He's going to go in there to find out what his best team is, essentially, which is difficult to do when you're missing half your team already. But again, I'm not going to put too much weight on it, lad. It's pre-season and he's only just started. I'm not really
worried if we lose all of the games, to be quite honest with you. Unless they're like terrible losses where it's like you get beat 5-0 and stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
But I'm not really bothered if we lose. The only one I'm actually bothered if we lose is Man United, because it's Man United, and that is
and
it,
Arsenal.
Really. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
of who
but I'm not really
with, right?
bothered either at the same time. If they celebrate a pre-season victory, lad, then it's a bit, you know what I mean? It's a bit meek. You don't want to do that, budgie.
No.
Yeah, so how do I feel like we're going to do it? Same thing as last time, lad. Probably play about 19 players. See, you'll change formation. We'll see what happens, lad. I would like to see AGT play against us, though. That would be nice.
Yeah. Hopefully
I'm not going to be watching it, though, because it would be late. To be quite honest with you,
it would be midnight on. It's actually Friday night, and I think going into Saturday. I mean, again, the results don't really count for much in pre-season, as we know. It is all about minutes, fitness. We obviously want to see that there's been some kind of identity work done over pre-season. What I mean when I say that is, even in that Preston game, there was a clip where the ball has been passed and dominated a lot, and I think Mo Salah misses at the near post. People are hyping it up on Twitter already, saying Arne ball or slot ball in process. And I know, it's semi tongue-in-cheek, but what you do want to see in this Real Betis game is some kind of identity. I know it's difficult, first official game of pre-season, but what do you want to see actually from these games? Motivation,
that's what I want to see. It doesn't necessarily have to have an identity right now, because it's too early for me, in my opinion, to have that cemented style of play. He knows what he's done with his other clubs, but it doesn't mean that he's going to come in and implement the exact same thing, because he's got a different set of players and a different staff and everything else, right? So I'm just happy for him to find some motivation for the players, get them going, lad. I just want to see players running, that's it. Same when we start the season for that first game against Ipswich. I want to win it. Definitely, of course, I want to win, but I just want to see players fighting hard. The same way that when we watched Liverpool play Norwich all them years ago, lad, and we won 5-4. It wasn't the best performance we've ever seen, but it was a gang of motivated football players that want to play for the manager. That's what I want to see. That's all I'm looking for right now this season. It's just motivated individuals, lad. I want them all behind the manager, lad.
Do you know what? Speaking of motivation, on this day 4 years ago, Liverpool won the league at Anfield with a 5-3 victory over Chelsea, I think it was in the end. I was there, well, not in the stadium, I was just outside the stadium. So that was 4 years ago since we won the league. So again, use that as a bit of motivation. Let's make sure it doesn't go past 5 years without winning it again. Score prediction then for Liverpool Real Betis. To say, obviously, we have no idea what's going to happen. Iosi Perez will probably still be playing for them as well, but
2-1 Liverpool. I'll say that. There you go.
2-1.
Yeah, we've got the best players. We do. We on paper we've got the better team, so we should be winning that. But Real Betis are a team that can play football, lad. All the Liga teams can. They know how to play football. So
what are we going with? 2-1. I'll go with 3-2 Liverpool. Right, I still think Liverpool could concede goals. But I want to see Dan's.
I want to see Dan's getting a little shout in this pre-season. That's what I want to see, lad. He was brilliant last season, like unbelievable in the youth academy, lad. So I want to see him get an opportunity in this pre-season to see what he can do. I want to see him getting bled in, lad.
Is he one of the? Let us know at home if you're watching this. Let us know which names out of the pre-season are going to really explode for you. You look at Trey Noy, you look at like you say, Jaden Dan's kids that have come from the academy. Are they going to get time and chances under Klopp?
All them lads, just give them a little run out in this pre-season. Also, Connor Bradley, Quansah, I want them in the team as well. I want them knowing that they're integral parts of this new stage of Liverpool, because them two lads in particular, we've got to keep hold of them. They have to know they're part of the plan, lad. They really do.
Oh, 100% they will. So yeah, I'll go 3-2 Liverpool. Let us know in the chat what you think. After that, though, Thursday, the 1st of August, again, a 12:30 at night kickoff. It's Liverpool versus Arsenal. Yeah. I know the AFTV lads are going to be out there watching the game. I'm sure whatever happens, they'll have something to say. If they win, hold that AGT. If they lose, it's only pre-season.
Of course, that's
so you can never really win in pre-season.
Yeah.
But listen, they're going to be up for it as well. They're looking to put a marker down. This game has been one of the key games in terms of where the title goes in the last 2 or 3 years. Hasn't gone to either of these teams, to be honest. But you know what I mean. It's always an important game. With United only 3 days after that as well, are you expecting a mass turnover of players for these two games, and what do you think the Arsenal game has in store for us?
If he didn't put a mass amount of changes in the games, I'll be wondering what he's doing. Like, this is what pre-season's for, right?
Yeah.
This is for experimenting, and you absolutely have to experiment with the start of your career at Liverpool. So, yeah, I'm expecting a load of changes, 40 changes, I don't know, no 30 changes, something like that. There's gonna be, lad. He's gonna have to try and find his best players. But this is why I want him to put the young kids in, just to see what they can do against the top sides. Arsenal's, the Man United's. Jayden Dan's, he was just special last year. There was something different about that kid, and you could see it. I want to see him play.
Yeah, Jayden Dan's, I think, is hopefully, and I think everyone at home would agree with this as well. He's, and again, for England's sake as well, he could be that 18, 19-year-old striker, a la Evan Ferguson was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I know he's Irish, but England don't really have an 18-year-old, 19-year-old striker like a Harry Kane when he broke through.
Yeah, like Manu and Manu in the midfield. You've got a young player there. I know what you mean.
So Jayden Dan's could be the next big thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, we could. Let's not big him up too much, but let's see what he can do. This is why I always want to see him. Just give him a little moments in this pre-season. I want to see what he can do genuinely, because he was.
But we've
too
seen
good
what
for that
he can
youth
do. You know, in the first team, in a cup match, he scores 2 at the Kop end.
It
So
and
pre-season at this point, he's already done the hard bit in terms of, you know, delivering on the big stage.
Yeah.
With all that pressure on him at 18 years old, he delivered and scored goals. And don't forget, remember the Forest game when Nunes scored in the 99th minute? Who did we bring on to get us a goal? Jayden Dan.
Yeah.
So
it's one of them.
Believed in him so much. I just hope that Arne Slot carries that on.
The reason why I want him in this pre-season is because, like, if there's one place in Liverpool where we are stacked with players, it's the attack, right? Yeah. So he is going to struggle to get game time throughout the season, which is why I just give him a run out during this pre-season now.
Yeah, I'd like him to play against Arsenal. And listen, if it is pre-season against Arsenal, it's still Arsenal. And we still want to win that game for sure.
This is the thing, right? I'd actually like to know from the people that are watching, like, how important is pre-season to a team, and does that really predict the trajectory of where the team's going to go in the season? Like, if I think about it, last season we watched Onana get lobbed from the halfway line, right? And he was not good last season, lad. He was bloody terrible, and that was a great indicator to say he's probably going to struggle this season, and he did. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can pull for some performances out of here, because the players need to do well in this season, lads. They've got to keep Arne Slot in a job. They've got to keep the fans motivated. It's a terrible, scary time for us all. The only thing that we can ask from them is that they run the socks off and they're motivated. So let's just hope Arne Slot can do that, lad. I'm terrified. You know, we've got to do a video after this, yeah, which is like 5 things that Liverpool have to do. And you know what the first thing that came to my mind was? Pray. Yeah, just pray. Pray that we're going to be okay, because I'm terrified, I can't lie. And it's not to say that Arne Slot's not good and we don't have good players. This is the unknown, right? Jurgen Klopp has been our dad for the last 10 years, yeah? And he done all the right things, lad. He bought you your Lunchables, lad. You got your little Lucozade on the way to school and that, lad. You know what I mean? And then when you come back, he's like, we won, by the way, you know, lad. Yeah. Do you know, like, he was brilliant, lad. So, yeah, I'm just scared, lad. I am really scared.
I don't think scared is necessarily like...
I am.
The right word. Again, it's more excitement or nervousness. I don't think like terrified is. Maybe that's you.
I'm scared.
And let me know at home.
We work here as well, right? We work in a circle around a lot of rival fans, yeah. And if Liverpool are going to do bad,
we're in the mud.
Yeah, and you've seen how passionate I am, right? I had a look back at some of my old videos. I am horrible. I know I am, yeah. I'm a passionate, horrible man sometimes, lad, yeah. And I just, I'm going to have repentance, lad. Do you know what I mean? It's all going to come back.
Well, be positive.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to win. We're going to win it all.
Because I think, you know, speaking to Adam Morgan last week, he said, I think we can do something this season, lads.
Do you reckon?
And then you speak to someone like Rio Ferdinand last year, who said, oh, yeah, we used to go pre-season in Asia and get smoked, but still win the league.
Yeah, it's true.
Pre-season, listen, fitness, minutes, experience, no injuries. The results are the results.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we lost some games in the pre-season where we won the league. So listen, it is what it is.
It is.
We can't get too emotionally attached to the results, but
I agree.
If you get slumped by Arsenal, trust me, we're gonna
hear it. And United as well, lads.
If we slump them, they'll be giving us it's only pre-season treatment. So score prediction for the Arsenal.
For the Arsenal, buddy.
The Arsenal. How dare you hijack the word the?
The Arsenal.
The Arsenal.
Hijack the word the.
Do you know what I mean? They call themselves the Arsenal, like you know what I mean?
Fair play. Right. What score is it going to be, the film? What score will it be?
I can't. A little mad one. Yeah, 3-3.
3-3. I'll go. I was going to say Desmond, me, lad. Little 2-2, brev. Yeah, 2-2.
2-2. So we'll go for a draw against Arsenal, yeah?
Depends, because is Saliba going to play? Is all these, Saliba against Jaden Dan's, lad? That's a mad one, that, lad.
Well, I don't think Saliba will be playing.
No.
I know Tomiyasu got injured, so he won't be travelling, but Saliba...
He'll be Kiwior and stuff like that, won't it, probably?
Quarter-final?
Yeah.
But they'll probably still be resting. There'll be a lot of big players that
Gabriel wasn't... Did he play for Brazil? He didn't, did he?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he did.
I'm not sure. I know Trossard, I think he's playing, but he didn't feature much, if anything, for Belgium in the Euros. So, I don't really know what team they're going to play with, to be honest. I mean, the stronger, I guess, is that better? Because you want to play against the kind of more Premier League level sides, so you're kind of used to it going into the season.
This is what I was thinking before when I'm saying, like, I want to have 25 different changes. I do, because he needs to see what players are going to fit best in his system. But also, there's a part of me that wants the starting 11 to start so they can get a good run of games in them going into this Ipswich game. However, the problem with that is they're going to play a million games of football now. Like, going into the season, we know how it is. They play loads, so I want them to stay fit. And does it really benefit them adding an extra 3-4 games onto their roster when they've already got to play a massive amount of intense football, lad? It's a difficult question, right? This is why Arne Slot's the manager. We're not a manager. We're just football fans, and we talk about it because we love the club. So
that's it.
We can't tell you exactly what the right answer is. Otherwise, we'd be in that job and we'd be millionaires, and we're not. So this is just our Spotty,
Think on, mate.
This is just our own insight and our own opinions on the football that we've watched in our lives and our own context and stuff. So everyone's got different ideas on it. Everyone.
Yeah. So. You're going for a draw, I'll go for a draw. The United game, I think there is a little bit of
I need to win that one.
In importance.
Put the starting 11 on.
Only because when you actually look at the fixtures, right, we play obviously Real Betis on Saturday, we play against Arsenal a week on Thursday, but then you play United on Sunday the 4th of August, which is only 2 weeks from the actual Premier League starting, but of course we do play United away in the third game of the season. So actually, we're playing United twice also in the space of a month.
Last season they did a number on us. They got us. They did.
Yeah. So it
was so frustrating playing them last
season.
Old
Trafford, third game of his tenure at Liverpool.
Heavy.
It's tough.
What did they say though? I said that, like, when we were talking about what Arne Slot needs to do, these games. This is the game, lad.
You've got to win that.
Like, you've got to just win the games, lad. You do. Like the Man Uniteds, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Cities. Yeah. We have to beat them. It's important. We can lose to an Ipswich or whatever, and we did that last season. We didn't have the best results in every game, but we did play against the top six, and we were all right. We didn't beat them all, but we didn't lose a lot.
That's it. Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to do, right, is comparing Slot's first season to Klopp's, and Klopp came in and won against Man City, Chelsea, and I think it was Arsenal straight away, almost immediately, and that's what we need to be able to keep the fans on board to know that we're playing.
He lost against Palace, but I know what you're saying. You got to win the big games, the big rivalries.
I want to know that you can get the players up for it, lad. This is
early as well.
This is what it's all about for me. I want to know that Arne Slot can motivate them lads just as much as Jurgen Klopp did. We know we can, lad. He's a top class manager, right? All of these managers are. They wouldn't be where they are if they didn't have tactical nous. Of course they do, right? But I want to see how you deal with the players on a human level. How do you get them to play for you, lad? That's the most important thing, because you can have dead tactics, lad, and still manage to get a good result with players that are motivated to play for you, lad. It's mad. That's how the human brain works. Whatever you want to call it, I don't know. That's how we work. So that's what I'm most looking forward to, is these big games, and that's why I'm scared, lad. Because if they don't come out right, what next? With Klopp, lad, it was like, we keep going. One of our biggest things was that we come back from 1-0 down, 2-0 down consistently over the last 10 years or something. Like that was our biggest attribute. Unbelievable fight and resilience. Yeah. I just want to see that again, lad. We need that's the blueprint of Liverpool, lad. I know we're talking about pre-season, but I'm going off on a tangent here. But this is what pre-season is for me. It's about getting these players up for it. That's it, really. And beating Man United is getting players up for it, in my opinion. It is.
I agree. So listen, that United game over in North Carolina, I think Flex is going to be there as well.
It's going to be a hot day.
We're going to have to show up again, because less than 2 weeks away you start the real thing. So score prediction against United. Let's get your score predictions at home as well. I think this one obviously is the one that means the most out of all the 5 games that Liverpool have in pre-season, not only because it's United, but because we actually have to play them 3 weeks after this pre-season game in a real test at Old Trafford. So it all matters, all right? It all matters going into the season. What's your score prediction?
3-1.
Woo!
Liverpool.
Do you remember when Xherdan Shaqiri scored an overhead kick against United a couple of years
ages
ago?
ago, lad.
Yeah.
Did we lose that game or did we win?
I think we lost it 4-3 or something like that. And again, United are gonna probably be playing Lenny Yoro.
No, was it Xherdan Shaqiri? Was it Christian Benteke?
No, that was in the Premier League.
We definitely lost that one.
We definitely lost that one.
Oh, wait, in the pre-season. I remember, lad.
In the grey kit.
Yeah.
So yeah, United will be playing Lenny Yoro. Just a quick one on that. I did a video out in Barcelona. Are you annoyed that Liverpool didn't at least match that offer for Lenny Yoro? Or are you quite happy knowing that we've got our own 18, 19-year-old centre-back that isn't 60 million,
bro,
that you aren't paying 150k a week to as an 18-year-old?
Yeah.
You know, Lenny Yoro was on 5k a week.
Yeah.
And now he's on 150.
Yeah.
I think it is a big risk. Whatever way you
Man
look at it,
United
to spend that much money on an 18-year-old centre-back.
Oh, lad, it's making me laugh, all these Man United
But
fans.
I'd have Gerard Quance every day over him.
Same, and I'm not even trying to be biased. I'm saying it because business-wise, it makes a load of sense, lad. They're the same age-ish. They play, you know, I'd even say Quance is necessarily a little bit better when it comes to technical ability. Yeah, he's played in the Premier League. He's played, how many games did he play last season? 20? More than 20?
Yeah.
Played a lot of games, and we didn't have to pay for him. In fact, and now he's learning from Virgil van Dijk. He's only going to get better. I genuinely, when he said he spent that much on this kid, I was like, why? But the Man United fans seem happy with it. I'm not going to say he's a bad player because we haven't seen him yet. But also to give him 150 grand and pay 60 million for him when he's not proven in the Premier League at all and he's 18, that's mad. That's mad. Like, Man United, I don't know what they do with their business, lad. I really don't. The Man United fans are sort of happy with intention right now and they're getting transfers early in the window and all that stuff, but it's like, it seems like the same old for me, to be quite honest with you, lad. It really does. You're buying players that you don't know are going to work again, and whatever, you're giving them too much money, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I saw one United fan tweet something.
150k for 5k? What?
To give that much money to a target, because they've obviously got other targets, but they said to spend that much money on an unproven, really 18-year-old is quite wild.
Is it really 150k that he's getting paid a week?
Yeah.
That's silly, lad.
Do you know that's 3 times more than what Luis Diaz gets paid?
Do you know, I genuinely think that you can ruin players in their careers by doing this. Because now what's his motivation to work hard? I guess it depends, right? Every player is motivated in different ways. Does he want to be one of the greats? Or does he just want to earn money? Well, you're going to find out, lads, because you've given him the money.
Find out.
You know what I mean?
You're going to find out.
Lad, it took Liverpool about 5 seasons of Mo Salah getting 30 goals a season to go, yeah, you can have your dough, lads. You know what I mean? Like, Liverpool are terrible when it comes to like looking after our players with certain wages and stuff. But I'd rather be that way than what Man United do, lad, and have all these players on massive wages, lad. How much is Martial on? Was he on?
Probably over 120, 130. But
when will you learn?
That's just the way that.
Well, when will you learn
these days? You know.
How much is Quance on? I'd like to know.
I would say 20.
Something like that, right? Nowhere near 150k, and level-wise,
around that. I can't obviously, you know,
not much difference
for sure, but around that, I'd say.
Can't see much difference, lad.
No.
I've seen Lenny Yoro getting bodied on these little videos everywhere, like bodied. You know what I mean? He's not finished yet, lad. Why have you given him? Well, whatever. I'm gonna shut
anyway,
up.
let them get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What the hell, buddy?
But he will be playing in that game, I'm sure, and again at the game in the Premier League. The last and only home fixture of the pre-season run is at home to Sevilla.
Yeah.
Right, so we're playing both teams from the city of Seville. They've actually made this one a 12:30 kickoff, Doyle, just so that they can get used to 7 days later kicking off at 12:30 away at Ipswich. This will be a really nice one because
can't believe we got
it'll be Arne Slot's first game. It will be a lot of players' first games. It will be a nice chance for fans. I'm going to be there. It'll be a nice chance for fans to get excited for the season, singing Never Walk Alone again at home. You know, I'll be doing fan cams after this, so if you are around, make sure you come over and say hi. Again, you want to win that, don't you? Even if I know this time 2 years ago I went to Anfield for this type of game. We played Strasbourg and we lost 3-0 at home.
I remember.
The only positive, I think, Bajcetic hit the bar with the free kick about 30 yards out, and I remember that game. It was horrible to watch.
This is the thing,
Sevilla.
I want them.
And by the way, Sevilla, we still owe them one.
Yeah, we do.
I know this
They
is
beat us in the
pre-season,
final, didn't they?
but I don't think we've beat them since.
Yeah.
They beat us in that final.
Liverpool struggle against the Spanish teams,
we
lad.
do, bro.
Absolutely, we do.
We do struggle against Spanish teams. Hopefully not
Horrible.
this time, but score prediction for this one again.
I'd say Liverpool can win this one. It's Anfield, lad. You can utilise the crowd. They're going to be up for it. It's your first ever game at Anfield. You have to win this, lad. Like, the fans need you to win. I wanted you to win your first ever game for Liverpool, and you didn't. So that's one off. You have to win the first one at Anfield. So that's another tick. And then you have to win against Man United. So 2 out of the 3, please. That would be great. I think 3-1 again to Liverpool.
3-1
Yeah.
against
Anfield,
Sevilla.
lad. This is Anfield, mate.
It is Anfield, so I'll go 2-0 Liverpool. Sevilla, awful last season in La Liga. I don't know if you paid attention, but they were fighting relegation for a lot of it. So, Sevilla, it would be nice to see their fans come into Anfield, but at the same time, we fully want
to win, lad. Want to absolutely win that. It's Anfield.
Would you take, how about this as a question, right? Would you take losses in every single pre-season game if it meant that in the first 4 games, Ipswich away, Brentford at home, United away, Forest at home, that we're at least unbeaten in all those 4?
At least unbeaten. That means that we could draw every single one and get 4 points, though. Absolutely not, lads. So, I'd only do it if we win every single one, lad.
All right.
That's
how about this?
Hell no.
2 wins and 2 draws. Would you take it if we lost every single game?
No, that's not good enough, lad.
Not good enough.
I want to win all 4 games, lads. Why are they with Liverpool, lad? We've been used to such high standards. I want to win every single game.
A draw felt like a loss.
Yeah, it did.
And I know we're going to give Arne Slot time and a bit of slack to
He's going to
get fully immersed. But if you start drawing games early on, it's not a loss, but it's not a win either.
No, I'm not.
I know I sound a bit like Michael Owen there, but
it's one of them things. Like, we're not going to drop the standards to accommodate a manager if he's not good enough.
Right.
That's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I want him to know that he's got to win pretty much every game of the season, and if he does, the reason why he's got to do that is because we're playing against City and Arsenal, right? And them 2 teams at the moment, particularly City, just win everything. That's what they do, lad. So
pretty much
if you want to compete, there is no. The margins are too fine, lads. You can't draw. You're not Brendan Rodgers, lad. You've got to come in and win. So, no, I wouldn't take that. No.
Would you at home take this deal that I am offering you? 4 pre-season defeats against United, Arsenal, Sevilla and Betis, but it means 2 wins and 2 draws in the first 4 games of the season.
That's 8 points.
Not ideal. It's 8 points out of a potential 12. It probably leaves you maybe 4th, 5th after the first 4 games.
I want at least 10 points.
At least 10 points, but that's not the deal I'm offering.
Yeah, well, no.
You're refusing.
I refuse.
Yeah. So let us know in the chat. Would you
Stick
be
or
interested
twist?
in that stick or twist deal that I've given you? So there, we've gone for a win against Betis, a draw against Arsenal, a win against United. I'm going 2-1. Why not?
Yeah.
And then at home to Sevilla, I'll go 2-0. So ideally, we'd like to see as many wins as possible. But again, that is the pre-season preview. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. Before we go, I wanted to talk about the transfer rumours that are not flooding in.
Where are they?
I'm honest.
Where are you?
They're not flooding in, Doyle.
Let's
so
be
we're gonna
having
have to find them. There was a link this morning, if you are a Liverpool fan, that could interest you. Kubo, right? We know him from Real Sociedad. Again, I've seen a lot of him on the documentary that I watched last night. He has ambitions to be the best Japanese player of all time in history. He has done an incredible job, I have to say, at Sociedad. He came from Real Madrid very young. But Takefusa Kubo, what are we thinking? He's a right winger who has a left foot. You know, he's very technically gifted, scores goals, makes a lot of assists as well. Really has been ripping up La Liga if you've been watching. Kubo, man, I like the look of him, but at the same time, you know, do we need him right now?
It's
considering
dangerous.
Mo Salah is there.
It's very dangerous, right? Because Mo Salah's the type of player, I can imagine that if you buy a right winger, he's looking at like, why? I'm still here, lad. He's the player. He's the only one that really you can't swap out.
Yeah.
I keep saying this every week. Like, even on my own manager things that I'm doing, lad, I never buy a right winger because Mo Salah gets annoyed. So,
but I've seen on Twitter this morning, the Kubo links get a massive thumbs up from me. This is John O'Sullivan on Twitter. He says we need a long-term replacement for Salah on the right side of our attack, and Kubo fits the bill.
Left
he's very much a street footballer. He's a dribbler, technically gifted.
Yeah.
There's kind of less and less of them around the world these days. Kubo is that. I I mean, you need a backup, yes, but
is Kubo going to be happy to play second fiddle?
Is it naive of me to say, well, Ben Doak's there?
No, yeah, it is, because Ben Doak's not good enough and he's injured, lad. So we do need a solid replacement, and whoever comments to that is correct. We do need a long-term replacement, but then it's almost like we're ousting Salah out. So is it this season that we do that?
Put a bit of fire up him to say, look, you're the GOAT, but if you don't play well, Kubo's
This is business, right? It's football, innit? But as a fan, I want to see Mo Salah stay because he still puts up numbers that are ridiculous. Even last season, he was our top goal scorer, right? He's done it consistently. We have a proven player here. There's no need to rock the boat. He does what he says. So, do we do that this season or do we do it next season? But then we risk losing out on Kubo. Yeah, it's just, how old is he now? 32?
Mo is, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon we wait
Kubo's
until next
23.
season to get that proper replacement. Maybe not. Maybe this is the right season to do it.
Maybe this is it.
Maybe it is. And it's like we say to Kubo, listen, Mo Salah's got 2-3 years left at this club, lad. You're 23. You've got 2-3 years to super impress and get that starting position, lad. And if you do, it's yours, lad, and you'll have it for the next how many years, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got a 50 million release clause in his contract. He's actively been taking English lessons. Apparently, he also has a good connection with Endo.
Of course, that would make sense.
Plays with at international level. Yeah. According to Sponichi Annex, this could be the biggest transfer in Japanese history.
Why is it though? Why are we linked with right wingers? Well, I get it. He's good in that, yeah. And yeah, cool. I'd give the thumbs up for it, yeah. But also,
but again, there is still a number 6 to buy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why haven't we got? We need a 6, lad. It's like Endo was brilliant, and I love him, and I love his character and the way he plays the football. He's a warrior, but he still is not the most top class. When you're looking at Rodri, and I was about to say Rice. Rice let me down in that tournament, lad. But last season he was brilliant. But when you're looking at these top class number 6s, is he there? I don't know if he is. Plus he's 30. He's 31, lad. Yeah. We do need to get somebody in a bit younger.
Is there a chance that if we got Kubo, Salah could play through the middle?
Yeah, in the centre. But then where does that leave Nunez and Gakpo? Well, and then Diaz? We've got players.
Got to account for injuries, suspensions as well. So it's chop and change, coming in and out. Salah's an option there. But listen, it's a pretty strong transfer rumour that surfaced definitely in the last kind of 12 hours. So
I don't mind it. It's just I want a 6. I think I would have taken this news a bit better if we'd have been locked in with a 6 already. Does that make sense?
I'll get on to the 6 in a sec, but there's another tweet saying Liverpool fans coming at me for saying we don't need Kubo. Fun fact, Kubo has 1 goal and 1 assist in 2024.
That's not good.
So I didn't know that. That's not great, if I'm honest. But
terrible.
Yeah, Kubo is definitely one that is doing the rounds today. Let us know in the chat. Is he a player that Liverpool should be going in for?
It might be one of them where he passes the eye test, right? So he looks great on the ball, but if he's not effective, lad, it doesn't matter, right? Saka doesn't always look necessarily the best on the ball, but he's incredibly effective. Salah doesn't look the best on the ball, but he's incredibly effective. I don't need a fancy looking player, lad. I need a player that's going to get results for us. We're not Palace. We can't wait. We can't just watch and look at good football, which is a shame. We need results, lad, and that's why football is the way it is right now. But that's the game I want to see at the end of the day, because I want to see Liverpool be successful. So if he's got 1 goal and 1 assist in 2024, lad, I did not know that. That is.
But apparently, according to the media outlet Sponichi Annex in Japan, apparently the deal is quite close.
It might be one of them.
We'll see what happens over the next day or so with that deal. But there is another rumour to his actual teammate for Real Sociedad, Martin Zubimendi. You'll remember him, who came on at half-time in the Euro final for Rodri and actually had a great game and was fantastic. His release clause, again, is 60 million euros, which is around 50 million pounds. I cannot see for the life of me, knowing how Real Sociedad move in the market. They obviously promote a lot of Basque country players. 60% of their players have all come through the academy, including Zubimendi, who is from that area of Spain. I can't see us taking both of them.
No.
It's just impossible that Liverpool would take both. And there are links again to Gonzalo Inacio as well from Sporting. Again, his release clause is 50, but they're considering bids of 38. Liverpool might make a bid of 25 to test the waters.
Is he 25?
22 Inacio.
Wow, he's a kid.
So still super young, but I
like
can't see us going for Zubimendi and Kubo. I think if it's one, I'd rather take Zubimendi.
Even last season, lad, we were linked with Kone and who's the other lad? Thuram, yeah. We can't seem to pull the trigger on this number 6. It feels like we haven't found the right match yet, lad.
Yeah.
I can't explain what it is. I think we're looking for youth and potential, but also a finished article in the same way, which is difficult to find, right? Because you can't have the paradoxical. It contradicts one another. How do you find that? So I don't even know if there's a player out there that I can think of that I want in that number 6 role. It would be someone like Paulina, but then he's past the age of it now, lads. Paulina for me, brilliant. That's aggressive. Loves to slide tackle, gets stuck in, wins interceptions.
Gone to Bayern Munich now.
Yeah, I know, but that's the type of player that I'm looking at, that I want it in that number 6 role.
I hear you, bro.
But he's too old.
He's too old now.
Yeah.
Just on Kubo, before we wrap it up, Kubo's 23, was at La Masia for 4 years before being bought by Real Madrid. Clearly talented, won't be a starter, but he can ease the burden on an ageing Salah, bring him in. Again, this is another Liverpool fan on Twitter. I'm just going through.
About Kubo?
About Kubo, yeah. But again, as I said, it's lit up for Real Sociedad. Very technically gifted. So let us know, do you think he comes in as a Salah replacement, or does he ease the burden? Or did we put a lot of stock onto him for being that next guy?
You can play Nunes, you can play Gakpo, like they can pretty much play
If I could give you Inacio, Zubimendi or Kubo, who are you taking? You can have one. Because we know how Liverpool move. We're not getting 2 or 3. We end up getting one.
Inacio, then Zubimendi, and then...
So you want Inacio from Sporting Lisbon first?
I think so.
Okay.
I like Zubimendi, lads, yeah, but the only football I've really seen him play was in the Euros, and I never like to buy players based on tournament performances. I just don't think it's the right thing to do. Who's on for that, Ruiz?
Fabian Ruiz, he's at PSG, I think.
Oh, wait,
he'll probably stay there.
Yeah.
And Stefan Bajcetic, worth to mentioning, him as a number 6 potentially. Which is why we've spoken about this, haven't we?
Again, which is why another reason why we could buy a 26-year-old, 27-year-old if he comes good. But it's a difficult. We're not football managers, lad, and we're not agents, and we're not all this stuff. We just want a number 6. That's good, and it's difficult to find the right one. So that's your job, Alex. That's where you get paid millions and millions of pounds. Find the right one for us, lad. Miss Fabinho so much. Miss him, lad.
Yeah, we do.
He was honestly unbelievable him in his day, lad.
So yeah, the rumours in between Edison as well as another, not the goalkeeper, the CDM Edison, they were looking at him as well. But in terms of Edison, Inacio, Kubo, and also Zubimendi, let us know, do you think any of those are realistic targets for Liverpool to bring in? Let us know in the chat, and let us know your pre-season thoughts, your previews, your score predictions as well in the chat, and we'll be back next week hopefully with the call-in. So if we can get you involved in the show, we'd like to ask you live call-in hot Kopics.
That'd be cool, like, you can actually just talk to us normally. How mad would that be?
Just normally.
You know what I mean?
And of course, if there's any other transfer updates, we'll do a separate video for that.
Hopefully there is, like, and hopefully it's a naughty number 6.
Yeah, I'd love one.
Please, bud.
Right, Doyle, big up to you, my friend. Bosh! We'll see you next week. Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous dads. Come on.